Wow. Wow. Rays news. Good Rays news. You don't gotta hear about the stadium anymore. I get an update on my phone at work. We signed Ha-Seong Kim to a 2-year deal. I said, wait a minute. I put my phone down. I went to the bathroom, came back, picked my phone up. I was like, wow, this is real. Turned off my phone, turned it back on, went on Twitter. It was real. This happened. 2 years, $29 million. Ha-Seong Kim is on the Tampa Bay Rays. The deal does include an opt-out clause after this season, but making $13 million this year, it makes him the highest paid player on the team and would be the 5th largest free agent signing in franchise history. 2 years, $29 million. 5th largest ever in Rays history. For any non-Rays fans, that come across this video and you're wondering why I'm so excited about a guy like Ha-Seong Kim, there you go. So Kim will not be ready on opening day. He is, of course, coming off that shoulder surgery. So they're saying around May is when he will be expected, which isn't too long after opening day. So that's not bad there. But we'll expect Taylor Walls to hold down that shortstop position until the time being. But just thinking about that infield once it's fully healthy, Junior, Kim, Lau, and Diaz? That's an infield now. That is an infield now. So this is big news, great news for the Rays. When you talk about Ha-Seong Kim, you immediately think of defense and his versatility. That is where he is elite, best of the best in his game. It's defensively 100%, which of course fits the Rays and what they love to do. Offensively, he's not going to light it up, but he's very disciplined. He does not swing very much. I guess you can call him like a passive hitter. Passive at the plate. He really does not swing. He does not chase much. And that can be a good thing. I expect the Rays to probably get him to swing more. I feel like a lot of the guys the Rays have brought in, you've seen their percentages climb a little bit when it comes to how often they swing. So we may see that for Kim as well. He can make pretty much any defensive play. He covers so much space, has the arm, get that ball from short to first from almost anywhere on the field. It's good stuff. The athleticism is there too. Stealing bases, he had 22 stolen bases last year, I believe. So speed, athleticism, defense, that is a Tampa Bay Rays player right there to the T. The shortstop position obviously is an area where production was lacking a bit last season. The Rays had more errors than they usually have last season defensively. And this should clean things up a lot when it comes to his elite defense. And I think he'll bring, like I said, he won't light it up offensively, but he will bring a little bit more production than we have been seeing. He can bring more than a Taylor Walls can bring to the table offensively. So, really great deal for the Rays. I think a really good deal for Kim as well, coming from San Diego for 4 years. I think he made $8 million last year, going up to $13 million this year, coming off of an injury. I don't think that injury is going to be an issue at all. I mean, it's a shoulder injury, but plenty of time during the offseason to recover, and they're not going to try to rush him back at all. Want to make sure he's all good to go, and once it's time, it's time. Shout out to Running from the OPS for this one. Chase rate, 98th percentile. Whiff rate, 92nd percentile. K rate, 81st percentile. And walk rate, 96th percentile. All of these numbers alluding to what I was saying and how his approach to the plate is earlier in the video. Here are his numbers over his career. Once again, 4 years with the San Diego Padres, now 29 years old with the Tampa Bay Rays. On base percentage of a .330 last year. The year before that, a .351, .325. Batting average, .233 last year. Not the greatest. .260 the year before that. .251 the year before that. The walks are there. Not a ton of strikeouts. And this is a guy who's honestly was beloved by the San Diego Padres within their fan base. So I think that kind of tells you the type of player that he is, the type of clubhouse guy that he is, and what he will end up bringing to the Rays and to the Rays fan base. Likely, I expect him to be a fan favorite here pretty soon into the season once he starts playing. It's been a while since I talked about the Rays, so there are a couple other signings that I have not talked about on this channel. One being Danny Jansen, another being Eloy Jimenez. So when you look at what that lineup could be, I think there is a little you still would want to have towards the bottom of the lineup. But when you have that lineup with what the Rays are expected to bring pitching wise in that rotation, I think you're looking at a pretty damn good Rays team this year, and I cannot lie about that. Looking at a projected lineup here, Yandy Diaz leading off, into Brandon Lau at second, Junior batting third, Josh Lowe, Christopher Morel, very interesting player right there. Excited to see what Morel can bring this season. Then you go to Jonathan Aranda or Eloy Jimenez at DH, Danny Jansen, your new Rays catcher, seventh, Kim, and then DeLuca or Palacios out in center field. Like I said, maybe a little bit to be desired in that bottom half, but once again, combining that with what those guys can bring defensively, what the rotation and the bullpen is expected to bring to the table, I think this will be a pretty good team and can compete for a wild card spot is what I will set my expectations at right now. As for the contracts for the two other guys, Jansen, 1 year, $8.5 million. Eloy Jimenez, 1 year, $2 million. So not quite as big as a deal as the Kim contract, which by Rays standards is one of the biggest ever. And for, honestly, 1 year, $8.5 million, Danny Jansen, that by Rays standards, that's a pretty solid contract for a free agent, for sure. I'm not expecting anything insane from Jansen, but I do think it is an upgrade over what we had last season. Offensively, like most catchers, you're not getting a ton brought to the table, but he does have a 260 batting average under his belt. And when you look at his on-base percentage, pretty much always over 300. Then as for Eloy Jimenez, as the projected lineup I just laid out for you alluded to, I do expect him to just be in that designated hitter rotational role with Jonathan Aranda. Jonathan Aranda obviously batting left, Eloy Jimenez batting right, so depending on the pitcher for the day. But it's a solid piece. It's a solid piece, a good depth piece, a good rotational piece. It's been a while since I've been able to talk about the Rays. I mean, there's been stadium this, stadium that, stadium this, stadium that, and I'm honestly just over with it. I'm done talking about it. Just let me know when something is finalized, please. It's tiring. It's tiring. When it's been going on for this long, like decades at this point, like it's been a conversation, and now it's just we're all good to go, and then we're not good to go. I'm ready to just talk about players, how this pitcher just did in this game, how this player's been doing over the first month of the season. That's what I'm ready to talk about when it comes to the Tampa Bay Rays. And finally, we have some pretty solid offseason news that I'm definitely excited about going into the year. So hope you guys are excited about it as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave your comments down below, your thoughts on this deal. Once again, by Rays standards, this is a massive contract. So let me know what you guys think. Go Rays. Y'all have a blessed one.